जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय जनवल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदनंदन जय व्रजनरंजन जय व्रजनरंजन जय यमुना तीरवनचारि जय कुंज विहारी जय जय कुंज विहारी जय यमुना तीरवनचारि जय कुंज विहारी जय यमुना तीरवनचारि जय कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे नित्याय गौरांगो नित्याय गौरांगो गौरहरि नित्याय गौरांगो नित्याय गौरांगो गौरहरि जय सच्चिदानंदन जय सच्चिदानंदन गौर हरि जय सच्चिदानंदन गौर जगन्नाथ जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा पतगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पतगामी भवतु मे जय राधा मदन मोहन रे राधा मदन मोहन जय राधा मदन मोहन जय राधा मदन मोहन जय राधा मदन मोहन जय राधा मदन मोहन मोहन जय राधा मदन मोहन हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे राम Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. प्रणाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्तवृंद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमनंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मोकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणाम्। Yeah, a very good morning and Hare Krishna to all of you. Happy to see you back again. So today's class is today's discussion is on the 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Pretty much clear, and this is the chapter where actually many of the Indians, honestly speaking, many of the Indians actually struggle with this particular section. We can see that majority of the category of Indian fall under this. Like this chapter starts with the question of Arjuna. Arjuna will ask a question that what is the situation of the people who are actually not abiding by any kind of scriptural injunctions. Like in the last chapter yesterday we were discussing that there are two classes of the people are there, that is demoniac people and divine people. And what is the basis of classification? We were discussing yesterday that the basis of the classification is that divine people actually they observe the scriptural injunctions as it is being coming in the descending fashion through a devotee. Whereas a demonic person, they don't follow any kind of scriptural injunctions. They follow their own mental concoctions and imaginations, and they are detrimental for the entire society. Now, Arjuna's question is that what about the people that they are not following any injunctions? They are acting according to their imagination, whether they are acting in a mode of goodness or passion or ignorance. That's actually the question. And Krishna gives a very elaborate answer for this, and that's what actually we are going to see in this. Because why Krishna is keeping in this in the 17th chapter? Because major section actually observe this, fall under this kind of category. So that's the reason it's Krishna keeps at this particular stage, and finally gives the direction that now what is actually now the real thing to be done, and he concludes by telling that Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat. So we are going to discuss briefly on various these things, and this is very practical. This chapter is very practical and directly can be applied in our life. So I made a small presentation. Maybe we can go with the flow of the presentation, and at the end of this thing, if we have any questions, we can take up those questions. Smita Chaitanya Prabhu, I'm clear now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you. So this chapter is called The Divisions of the Faith. Appropriately, it has been, titled Divisions of the Faith. It is. So this section actually is divided into, again, this chapter is divided into totally 5 sections, sorry. The first one is the classification of the modes based on the faith. And the second one is, that is from verse number 8 to 13. Classification based upon modes of sacrifice, that is Yajna, then comes Tapa, then comes Dana. Then finally Krishna concludes by discussing on the verse, the 3 letters that is called Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat, how actually sacrifices, austerities, that is Yajna, Dana and Tapa, what is the right way of performing this Yajna, Dana and Tapa in order to attain the supreme. So we are going to see this. The section 1, the classification of modes based upon the faith. So now, the thing, here a little bit of introduction is required for all of us. So the thing is that now, when the living entity is actually, the living entity, when it comes in contact with the material nature, actually it develops certain kind of faith. Like, for example, I'll tell you, the people, the people who are, there, in, various kinds of, categories of the people we see in our day-to-day life. Some people, they like, ice creams. I know some of my, colleagues and all, they like to take, very hot and spicy food. Very hot and spicy food. Whereas, other category of the friends are there, they take totally, which is, very less salt, very less spicy, very less this thing. And there's certain kind of people are there who are addicted to taking, outside food, junky foods and all these things. They're addicted. For them, if you give them the sattvic food, it will not go into the grain. It is, just very far from there, this thing. Similarly, if you tell that the people are actually taking very sattvic food, if you tell them to take the junky food, they'll not be able to take it. And some people are there who actually can take with simply rice and pickle, with hot or spicy pickle, they'll just entire meal they'll complete with it. How is that this is coming? Because when the material nature, when the living entity comes in the contact with the material nature, it actually acquires certain kind of what is a swabhava. The certain kind of swabhava is generated, and this swabhava, this nature is actually categorized into 3. That is mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. So it is very important for us to understand actually in which mode actually we are situated in, and how can we elevate from this particular modes of nature to the higher level of modes of nature and come to the platform of pleasing God. So now the point here is that there's be some people are observing some they are not following any scriptural injunction, but some with the nature which they acquired, what they do is that as per the nature they acquired, they in terms of the worship also, how do they worship? People who acquired mode of goodness, by nature they acquired mode of goodness. That's waking up early in the morning, some kind of ritualistic activities. They're habituated to doing some kind of ritualistic activities. Generally they worship demigods. Now, who are these demigods? The demigods are actually the people, they are the living entities who are being given in charge of various departments by the Supreme Lord. For example, Brahma is their creator, Shiva is their annihilator, Indra is their heavenly planets. He is the controller of the heavenly planets. Similarly, there are various demigods are there for various planets, like sun god is there. And similarly, they have got Indra is there, Chandra is there. Chandra is like, the lord of the moon planet. So they worship these demigods. The people are operating in mode of goodness. They worship these demigods. And in India, we'll find an ample number of people this year. Next is, people are operating in the mode of passion. They worship the demons. They worship the demons. So that's about, they worship the demons. If you see during the, World War times, some people actually worship Hitler. Even worshipping of the political leaders, worshipping of some so-called film stars, and it will fall under it will all fall under the mode of passion. Mode of passion it is. And the mode of ignorance, worshipping of the ghosts and spirits. Like, we see when we go to the villages, they tell that no, we have to worship this tree, else this tree is going to curse us. And they tell that in this tree there is some ghosts and spirits are there, and we should worship it. And they go and do all kinds of offerings there, even to the extent of slaughtering of the hens and cocks and goats. They do there, and they can make it as an offering to the ghosts and spirits. That will come under mode of ignorance. That kind of worship will come under mode of ignorance. That's very dangerous. So that's about the classification of the faith based upon the modes. Now, next what we have to see is that how actually the people how actually the modes of nature impact even our lifestyle of taking the food. Now people who are in the mode of goodness actually they want to take something which is fatty, juicy, wholesome, and pleasing. Like if you give them which is like dry and this thing, they'll not be able to eat it. You need to assess your own heart, that where actually my heart falls into, whether I like this kind of foodstuffs, which kind of foodstuffs. The nice thing about the mode of goodness foodstuffs is that they actually increase life duration, and it gives the strength and health and all this. And that's the reason if you see generally people who are little pious people, their life spans are actually pretty longer. They live even up to 80 years, 90 years, 95 years, because they learn to eat the kind of foodstuffs, and they made their lifestyle in such a way that on the engine, what is the engine? Engine is our body. Our engine will come for a longer time. I'll just explain it with like this. Like if you drive if you have a car, and if you are regularly maintaining it nicely, and we are driving it on the proper roads, and regularly this what is servicing it is being given properly. The tires are proper air is been provided and everything, then the car will come for pretty long time. Even it can run up to like 1 lakh 2 lakh kilometers. But if you drive on the kacha roads, rough and tough roads, and without any proper maintenance and all these things, that will come to mode of passion, and the lifespan will be lower. And on the other hand, without giving any servicing, you're just driving crazily and rashly and all these things, that will come under mode of ignorance. Then accordingly the span of the car also will come down significantly. So similarly, the kind of foodstuffs also makes a lot of difference for our body. In the mode of passion, actually, the people who are situated in mode of passion, actually they like this kind of foodstuff which are too bitter, too salty, hot, pungent, dry, like such as like pizza, burger. All this will come under like mode of passion kind of this thing. Taking little bit of pickle is okay. When you're taking khichdi, little bit of pickle is fine. Little bit pinch is fine. But now taking too much of this pickles, it will come under mode of passion. Too salty, too sweet. All this will come under mode of passion. So the problem with the mode of passion is it causes distress, misery, and diseases. Because the body comprises of kapha, vata, and pitta. So whenever you take these kind of foodstuffs, the kapha, vata, and pitta, it will get imbalanced. Sometimes kapha increases. Like if you take a lot of cold items, there's a possibility of an increase in kapha, and it imbalances your body and causes the disease. So that's why we need to be very careful. What kind of foodstuffs actually we like. And last one is mode of ignorance. Mode of ignorance comprises of the foods which are prepared. If you're taking into something which is prepared after 3 hours. Now, if you see most of the bakery products, they prepare it and just keep it. more than 3 hours if it is there, it will come under like mode of ignorance only, which are tasteless, decomposed, like majority of the non-waste items and any kind of decomposed food, it comes in a mode of ignorance. And these are any kind of untouchable things. If you see the current Wuhan kind of city where wet market is there, it is highly mode of ignorance, peak of the mode of ignorance. It is like eat anything and everything which is moving on the plate, moving on the ground. Quite dangerous it is. So this will come under the mode of ignorance. So when we eat the foods of which are in a mode of ignorance, it increases our duration, it gives us the strength, the intelligence. And when we say here fatty, this fatty, in the mode of goodness we are mentioning that juicy, fatty, wholesome. When I say fatty, it is not the animal fat. Here what I am referring to fatty means the fat which has been given by the nature, which comes in the form of the milk, which comes in the form of the ghee. These fatty things are actually very, very beneficial for the health. It is said that now if you take proper ghee, all the digestion problems are actually resolved. Proper ghee means in a proper medicated way, if you take all the digestion problems are actually cured. And actually body gets us like for a vehicle, oiling is required. Similarly, body also requires a greasy kind of thing, and that greasy kind of thing is given by the nature in the form of cow ghee. If you take the cow ghee, then what will happen is that in appropriate way, again it's not a and that's the reason of the scriptures. So though they are there, we require a lot of guidance in order to observe the scriptures in our life. So when we take a little bit of ghee, when we're taking the footsteps, actually very beneficial for our digestive system and giving required nutrients and running of the body. So that's about the modes of nature based upon the footsteps. And now we'll get into that is tapa, the classification of modes based upon the austerity. When we say austerity, again the austerity is classified into three, that body, mind and speech. Austerity of the body, austerity of the speech, austerity of the mind. The three things are involved. So what is that austerity of the body? Austerity of the body involves like the mind will actually rebel whenever you say that you have to respect to somebody, because many of the people have inside our heart, if you look, there's a tendency that why should I respect him? The tendency is there. But now austerity of the body means you should bow down in front of the superiors. Superiors includes right from the Supreme Personality of Godhead to the Brahmanas, to the Gurus, to the parents, to the grandparents. All this fall under the austerity of the body. I am telling you honestly, though born and brought up some kind of what do you say, orthodox kind of family, when I was small, I remember offering obeisances to means bowing down in front of my parents and touching their feet when I was small. And after that some of that culture was lost. I do not know why that culture was lost in my life. And after that we used to bow down only during festivals in order to take the blessings. Then when I came to Krishna consciousness, and when I read this verse, when I read that austerity of body means actually you are supposed to touch your head, bow down your head and touch your head to the parents, the feet of the parents. I was if that is austerity of the body, we need to perform, because that is scriptural injunction. And if despite of knowing scriptural injunction, if you are not observing scriptural injunction, then you're not acting on the platform of teachings of Gītā. Then I understood that my heart was somehow what is it, my body was somehow resisting that. Should I pay my respects or not? Then I decided that I should not listen to whatever my body is speaking. I should do whatever is the right. Then when we started my and my wife, we go to our hometown, we actually bow down whenever we are leaving the home, bow down by touching their feet with our head. And when we leave, and my parents have seen that they feel so very happy with this, so very happy. And I'm not doing this because I have to please them or to gain some mileage. No, I'm not doing this. I'm doing this because this is a scriptural intention. By doing this, Lord will be pleased. Lord is situated in the heart of my parents, and Lord is situated in my heart. Both will be pleased. The same Lord will be pleased. So if Krishna is pleased, everybody will be pleased. So a lot of significant difference is there. when I started, offering my respects to my parents in this way. And we need to observe celibacy. Celibacy means restraining oneself from any kind of any kind of contaminated thoughts of opposite sex. That is called celibacy. It doesn't matter if it is man or woman. We should not think about the enjoying the opposite sex. That's about celibacy. And observing non-violence with the body. Non-violence is, especially meant for Kshatriyas. Of course, non-violence can be used, based upon the time, place, and circumstance by anybody. But in general, it is non-violence is avoided. Suppose if your child is being, you've been harmed by somebody, and at that point of the time, you need to be a little bit, get into the field and take the necessary action. But in general, non-violence is, not recommended. Especially non-violence when somebody is hurting you is not recommended actually. Next is austerity of the speech. Austerity of the speech is, Krishna mentions a Satyam Priyam Hitam Jaya. Satyam Priyam Hitam Jaya. Something which is, we have to speak those words which are not truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating to others. And reciting of the Vedic literatures regularly. So here now, when we're telling that pleasing, beneficial, generally most of the people what they do is that even in terms of a friendship also, we speak the things which are actually pleasing to other person's heart. But the thing is that we should also speak the truth, even if it's a little bitter sometimes. But no, it's on the relationship only. That this person, even if I speak, what is truth which he may not like, still the relationship will maintain. Then continue to speak. Sometimes if you feel that the kind of friends which are there in and around me, if I speak the truth, they are going to run away. Then they are not your friends only. First of all, we need to understand this point. And accordingly we need to speak rightly. The problem is that here we have got an entire medical store. We have got the medicines for various diseases, but until and unless we take the medicine which is prescribed by the doctor, the medicine will not act upon us. Sometimes it may act reversely also. So the Bhagavad Gītā is a storehouse of all the equipments, all the medicines, all the equipments which are there. But which one to apply? We require proper guidance of the devotees who are properly situated or properly situated or properly trained in applying this principles of Bhagavad Gītā. Only they can actually properly guide us at what to speak at what time. The training is required. The training is very much required, because it is said that we commit a majority of our sins through our speech. Majority of our sins are committed through our speech. So we need to be very careful when we are speaking. So next, one more austerity speech is regularly reciting Vedic literatures and chanting of the holy names. All this falls under the same category. At least spend every day some time in studying Bhagavad Gītā or in Bhagavatam or any kind of scripture which authorized scripture. Then that is actually very beneficial for the mind. That's the austerity speech. And austerity of the mind is that first one is satisfaction. Being satisfied with whatever we have received in our life. It is mentioned in the Ishopanishad that Om Purna Mada Purna Midam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Vishashate. Means here all the arrangements are made by Krishna. All the arrangements made by Krishna in order to realize the complete whole. So there's nothing which we have to look out specifically than what is being given to us. Everything which is required for us it is given actually. So we should not again hanker, keep on hankering for some more. If I get that, it will be nice. If I get this, it will be nice. This house is not good. If I change this house, it will be good. This job is not good. If we go to some other job, it is good. Of course, if things are not becoming conducive for practicing Krishna consciousness, then you can change any kind of situation. For the sake of practicing Krishna consciousness, in order to take up your journey towards Lord, whatever comforts you, if you're making the change, that's okay. But for the satisfaction of your own mind, for the sense gratification, and for the enjoying this material nature, if you want to change, then that will not come under this category. Satisfaction means be happy with whatever you're receiving in your life. Krishna has provided everything. That's called satisfaction, simplicity, gravity. Actually, nowadays, entire media is there because there's the loss of control over the speech, over the mind. That's why anything and everything gets reported. Anything and everything gets reported, and all kinds of things cannot come up. So that comes there's no gravity over the speech. Earlier, when people used to speak, when elders used to speak, everybody used to remain silent and they used to hear from them, because there has to be gravity of the speech. This person doesn't speak anything nonsense. This person speaks, everything, which is, very relevant. And if you don't hear to him, we are going to, fall into trouble. So that's called gravity of the speech. Very controlled speech they used to have. So that's about gravity of the speech and purification of one's own existence. That's about austerity of the mind. In order to train mind, I'll tell you one thing. One simple principle I'll tell you. In order to train mind, you need to submit to a person who is actually a bona fide devotee of the Lord. If you are able to submit your mind to that person, then mind is easily controlled. That is the easiest way to control, rather to say. I'll take one example. You all know about Dhruva. There's a star called Dhruva star also. There's North Pole star. They say something North Pole or South Pole. I don't remember. So when you get up early in the morning at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, still you'll be able to see the star. Very brightly twinkling and all these things. When Dhruva became the king, after that, what has happened is that he has to fight with at one particular point his brother will be actually killed. So he'll get into the field of get to killing various yakshas, and he'll fighting so rigorously, and these yakshas will be making all kinds of tantrums, and they'll be actually making hallucination and fighting in that way with Dhruva. Dhruva is one person, and these all people are so many, millions of people will be there. One person will be fighting with everybody, and he'll be killing them ruthlessly. All the yakshas will be killing them ruthlessly. Then at that point of the time, suddenly from the top, immediately Manu will come and tell that, no, my dear Dhruva, we understand that this particular anguish, or what do you say, as a matter of disappointment that these people have killed your brother, but it's okay, now you've done it sufficiently. No, please leave this. Dhruva, who has been operating at a high level of anger, when he hears that, no, please stop it from Manu, immediately stops. Immediately stops. Means when mind is when we are actually submitting to a superior person, it doesn't matter what kind of negative emotions you're going through, everything gets controlled by that one relationship. So the relationships with some pure persons is actually very, very powerful. Even in one sentence can make all the difference. They don't have to speak much. One sentence can make all the difference. So that's the power of the submitting to one person. Yeah. Now again, some more description is there with respect to austerity. In austerity, again, we have to classify it in the mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Like any austerity which is performed for the sake of pleasing the Supreme Lord, it will fall under mode of goodness. Like if you're waking up early in the morning, so that you can render, you can do Mangalarti, you can chant the holy names of the Lord. Waking up early in the morning is actually tough for many people, because we are soaked up in so much of ignorance that waking up early in the morning becomes quite tough. And doing some exercises for the body and all these things, it is very important, and it involves some kind of austerity, and we need to perform that austerity for the sake of pleasing Krishna. That kind of austerity comes under mode of goodness. While austerity performed out of gaining some kind of mileage from others, gaining some kind of respect and honor, that kind of austerity actually comes from mode of passion. I know there are some kind of people, what they do is that they do the fasting, like political leaders. They do fasting for many days, keeping a tent, fighting for this thing, that thing, so that torturing the body without giving any food, just taking some kind of water and orange juice. Many people perform, many political leaders perform this kind of austerity. This austerity falls in a mode of ignorance. This austerity falls in a mode of ignorance. This is not like a new thing. The political leaders, if you go back, Hiranyakashipu has performed austerity for thousands of years, in order to gain a benediction from Lord Brahma. So that kind of austerity, Hiranyakashipu austerity was so severe that ants were eating away his body. Entire body was eaten away by ants. Only bones were left. And no, the soul was not understanding where to reside. So that is the situation actually, the situation of Hiranyakashipu's austerity. So that kind of austerities should never be performed, which are torturous. So that will come under that austerity comes under mode of ignorance. And now we'll discuss modes of nature based upon the dana, charity. So the mode of goodness, the charity which falls under mode of goodness is that it is done without any expectation in return. Once you're given means, if you give actually, if you're giving with right hand, even the left hand should not know. That is the kind of austerity, that is the kind of charity a person has to give. Means nobody knows that you have done the charity. You have done some good work. Nobody knows that the good work has been done. It is done in your heart of the hearts. You are doing it only for the sake of pleasing the Lord. And these kind of charities are actually done at proper time, place, and circumstance, and it is given to the worthy person. A very important point. It is given to the worthy person, which is recommended in scriptures. So that will come under the mode of goodness charity. Whereas mode of passion is that you are expecting some kind of return. With after giving the charity also, you will think that why should I have given this charity? I think thoda zyada de diya maine. I shouldn't have given this. If this money would have been there with me now, I could have used it for this purpose. I have given now for this person. Now what to do now? This internally this grudging mood will be there, and you're expecting that after giving charity, they will go and write the name on the board, telling that so and so XYZ person has given so much of donation on the board. You expect that has to be written. Then that kind of charity is actually comes in a mode of passion. Mode of passion, it will come. Actually, in the Hyderabad ISKCON temple is being donated by one Pularity Sweet Homes. So when Prabhupada came to Hyderabad, when he was before the construction of the temple, Prabhupada came to this Polarity, and Polarity said that I'll offer this land. Then Prabhupada's answer is that you should offer in a mode that if you're taking the Ganges water and you're offering back again to Ganges water, then are you actually offering water to Ganges? No. Similarly, this entire land belongs to Krishna, and now you are giving it back to Krishna. Your mood should be like that. That's what actually Prabhupada said. Although Polarity may be expecting, we do not know Polarity what was he expecting, what was running in his mind, but this is what actually Prabhupada said. So any kind of charity has to be given in this fashion. That Krishna is given, Lord has given me so much, and it is the Lord's property. And if I am giving back this particular thing, whatever Lord has given to me back to the Lord, and I'm claiming that I have given this, then how much foolish I am. It is Lord's, and Lord, if it has to be engaged in Lord's service, so it is to be given back to the Lord. So this should be the mood in which it has to be given. And mode of ignorance is that something which is given in improper place, improper time, and all these things. See, I'll tell you one thing that I very much closely associated with the corporate industry and corporate world. So when I go to the balance sheet, sometimes in the balance sheets it will be written donation, political donation, political party donation given 100 crores to political parties. If you give donations, then it will come under mode of ignorance, because it is given for, it is not, first of all, it is not given at the proper time, and it is not given for the worthy people. And even at the time of giving, you have got you are actually not happy to give these people without any respect you're giving. So that kind of charity comes in a mode of ignorance. And I'm telling you, if you give charity to a needful person, and the laws of karma will work in such a way that that person has to give it back again to you. So one more circumstance has to be created so that that money will be given back to you. Similarly, if you give it to a Brahmana, you will get double. But if you give it to a Vaishnava, you will get unlimited times. Your property will get multiplied unlimited times, because when you give it to Vaishnava, what he'll do is that he'll offer it to Krishna. So Krishna, being pleased, he can give whatever is required for you unlimitedly. So that's the, that is actually the power of doing charity in the mode of goodness. And now we'll get into the concluding verse, that is Om Tat Sat. So we have now learned about yajna, dana, and tapa. So now we'll see about what is actually the mode which has to be performed. So as I was telling in the beginning of the beginning, actually, Arjuna will ask whether it will fall in the mode of goodness, passion, ignorance, and Krishna will tell that it is as per the Swabhava, this will come. So even people who are operating in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance, actually, that is also not fully, that is not scriptural. So their faith is actually mixed faith. So that will not have any kind of permanent benefit. That will not have any eternal benefit. That benefits will accrue only to the extent of this material benefit only. It will not fall on the eternal benefit. How can we make whatever activities we are doing in such a way that it will have eternal benefit? Means the benefit will accrue life after life, that which has got permanent impact. For that, what we have to understand, what we have to do is that Krishna will explain. There's something called Om Tat Sat. All the Vedic hymns, before they start with Om. Om, as I was starting today's morning prayers, Om Ajnanantaminandasya. Similarly, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Similarly, Om Tad Vishnu, Om Narsimhaya, Om Venkateshaya Nama. Like this, everything, all the prayers start with Om. Now, what does this Om refer to? If we go back to previous chapters of the Bhagavad Gītā, Krishna will tell that amongst the Vedic hymns, that is Om, I am Krishna. That Om is nothing but I am. Means it actually refers to Krishna actually. Means to please Vishnu. Om actually refers to please Vishnu. That Om Tat means what are the activities you are performing? What are the sacrifices, austerities, and the charity which you are performing? Which these have to be performed as an offering to the Lord, Supreme Lord. Om Tat Sat. Sat means what are the works you're performing? It has to be. It will have at that point of the day, it will have an eternal benefit. Sat means eternal. Eternal benefit it will be having. That's the reason. Srila Prabhupada also what he does is that whenever he has undersigning, when he signatures, he'll write Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat means let it be. Let this activity be pleasing to the Lord and have an eternal liberating effect upon all the people who are actually engaged in this. Then he writes A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He used to write, when he was in India, he used to actually understand this. But when he went to US, people they don't understand what is Om Tat Sat. So what they understand is that only some kind of words such as what is best regards, or yours truly, or something like this, which is actually very very small fragmental portion of actually what Om Tat Sat means. Om Tat Sat means it has got eternal benefit. So whatever we do, it should have in order to have an eternal benefit, what we need to do is that we need to do it exclusively for the sake of pleasing the Lord. Exclusively for the sake of pleasing the Lord. Then it will have an eternal benefit. Now somebody can say that what I'll do is that I'll go and work for a slaughterhouse. Whatever money comes, I'll come and offer it to Krishna with the mode of pleasing Krishna. Whether this will fall under the mode of goodness or mode of passion, mode of ignorance, and whether this will pleasing Krishna. If you ask me whether it's pleasing to Krishna, Krishna will not be so very happy with it, because the very activity what you're doing is actually not pleasing to Krishna. So that is the reason I'm saying all the activities which we do has to be guided properly by a proper bona fide person who is properly situated and practicing the principles of scriptures. Then only these activities will become spiritualized. So I'll just read out one particular section, and the way Prabhupada concludes is actually amazing, which actually tells the essence of it. Although there is a process, I'll read this. This is the last paragraph actually. Prabhupada writes, although there is a process of gradual elevation, if one by the association of pure devotees takes directly to Krishna consciousness, that is the best way. And that is recommended in this chapter. To achieve success in this way, one must, I'll read it again. To achieve success in this way, one must first find the proper spiritual master and receive training under his direction. Then one can achieve faith in the Supreme. When that faith matures in course of time, it is called love. This love is ultimate goal of the living entities. One should therefore take to Krishna consciousness directly. So the main point here is that one must find the proper spiritual master and receive training under the direction. So this is that we actually require that kind of personal training who can understand what is our nature and guide accordingly. Some person may be operating in a mode of passion, and he has to be brought into mode of goodness and to transcendental. So therefore, these teachings, though it is like we came to know where actually we can find the medicines. We came to know where is the pharmacy store, but we should have a proper prescription also. What medicine to be taken, in what matras it has to be taken, and know how it is going to get impacted. So this is an important one. So with this Om Tat Sat, that is everything has to be done for the offering of the Lord. This chapter gets concluded. So now it's open for the questions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for your association and enlightening words. We have some questions from chat, Prabhu.
I don't know. I'm not able to see the questions. Maybe you can read it out.
Yes, Prabhu. I'll read it out, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Santosh is asking a question. For Ekadasi, fasting is performed. So is this a torture of body?
I expected this question. I'll tell you both from the Ayurvedic point of view and also from the scriptural point of view. Both of them, spiritual point of view. As per the Ayurveda, even body requires rest. Body is running, all the time. Body requires rest. And now, when you give the rest, then what will happen is that all the parts of the body will again take little time for recuperation. Why do we have weekends? By the way, Saturdays and Sundays, so that you require a little break. You've been running. So at least Sunday is given break. Actually, Sundays it's called a holiday. Holiday means holy days, actually holy day. You are supposed to spend time focusing upon the Lord. Actually, this is a Western philosophy. Holiday in India earlier it used to be every day is a holiday only. There's nothing called working day and holiday. Every day and everything is holiday only. But at least we have given holiday kind of thing. So similarly, body also requires some kind of rest. So this is Ayurvedic. This is in the body platform, but it has got a scriptural and a spiritual significance of it. Krishna will tell that now for all the days I am Ekadashi. And on Ekadashi day we are supposed to reduce our bodily demands and focus more upon the worshipping of the Lord. When we actually eat a regulated diet, and what will happen is that our whole focus is upon what kind of foodstuffs we eat. So on this day, at least one day, it can be utilized for the sake of reducing the bodily demands and engaging our mind in remembering Krishna more. So that is the reason the fast is observed on Ekadashi days. Whenever we tell about taking of the grains, generally taking of the grains is related to satisfying our senses. So on this day, it is said that we have to abstain ourselves by not giving what is actually our senses require, rather engaging our senses in remembering Krishna and purifying it. That is the reason actually the Ekadashi has to be performed. And whenever you are doing Ekadashi, remember that it has to be done for the sake of pleasing Krishna. Though a little difficulty is there, it has to be done for the pleasing Krishna. However, if you are not in that mode, then you need to ascertain based upon today's discussion that whatever sacrifice you are doing it, whether it is falling under mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. Ekadashi has to be done in such a kind of mode. And when you're breaking Ekadashi also the next day, actually, you should pray to Krishna that, no, Krishna, thank you for giving me the strength to observe this Ekadashi. It is by your mercy that I was able to observe Ekadashi. And with that mood, actually, you have to break the Ekadashi by taking some grain. So that is actually this will not fall under torture category. It's all based upon the way you are approaching Ekadashi again. If you are doing Ekadashi with proper understanding this way, then it will become spiritual. Else it will fall in one of the modes of nature, which will have got impermanent result. Yes, true. I think somebody is raising the hand up yesterday.
Thank you, Prabhu, for answering the question. Prabhu, we have a question on Mataji. Vrajavallabi Devidasi Mataji. Mataji,
Yeah.
can unmute and ask a question.
I'll be happy, if they can on their video also when they're asking the question.
Yes,
At least I can see their face.
Yes. Please start your video also. Prabhuji can see.
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam Prabhuji.
Dandat Pranam Mataji.
Prabhuji, I hear that just like for example that medicines are manufacturing date and expiry date is there. Just like say when at the time of preparing our body, there will be that death date also there. Then but in your lecture, I hear that it is just like engine. We have to use many more days if you use properly. That is, I'm not understanding the statements.
Sorry, Mata, I didn't get your question actually.
Prabhuji, I hear that when the body is prepared, that is when the body is at that time only, at the time of birth only, the date of death also decided. Then, but you told me that you told in your lecture that body is we can use body just like engine. If we use properly, that body will run so many days. That way that.
Okay, I got the point. Yeah. Yeah. When we are taken birth only, at that time it has been determined that how many breaths we are going to take. The number of breaths are actually constant. After the X number of breaths, then what is going to happen is that by some kind of situation will be arranged in such a way that the soul will be removed. Soul will pass away from the body. That we call it as death. Yes, what you're telling is right. See, until the time we are there in this body, means until the time the soul is there in the body, till that time, at least in order to maintain it in a healthy way, so that we can remember Krishna, we need to observe this mode of goodness kind of lifestyle. See, if we assume that you have got the number of breaths by which you can live up to, assume that 70 years, roughly I'm telling 70 years you are supposed to live. But no, at your young age only you started cultivating eating habits and living habits which are in a mode of ignorance. Then what will happen is that you may live up to 70 years. That number of breaths are constant. But no, the 30 years which is there, that is from 40 years to 70 years, you will be struggling with your health all the time. Sometimes your heart will give problem. Sometimes your liver will give problem. Kidney will give problem. You have to go for an operation. Somehow you will struggle and live, and finally you will leave the body. But on the contrary, if you maintain mode of goodness life, then you may live for all the 70 years of your life, properly, remaining healthy, focusing upon the Lord, and not rendering all the kinds of devotional service till that point of the time, and then you leave the body. So that's the point which I'm telling. Number of breaths are constant, but now how actually you are using this body in a way that a lot of what is the purpose for this life is been fulfilled in a conducive way is what actually we are looking for. Hope you got my point.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji. But that means that we cannot change the date of death. Just only healthy life we can live.
We can live, yeah. We cannot change the number of breaths we have taken. That cannot be changed, unless Krishna wants. If you become really pure devotee, if you really become pure devotee of high class, and you have got some mission to be executed on this planet, then Krishna himself tells us it's up to you when you want to come. For example, Srila Prabhupada is there. Krishna has given him the freedom. It's up to you when you want to come. Whenever you leave this, whenever you feel, you can come back to me. It is at his will. But now for ordinary living entities like us, we have the breaths which are constant, and that cannot be changed.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
Thank you.
Prabhuji, we have a question from chat, Prabhuji.
I don't know. I am not able to read the questions.
I'll ask.
Yeah.
Sai Prabhu is asking, Sai sir, why did Radha Devi and Lord Krishna get married?
Why didn't they got married? Or why did they got married?
Why did they got married?
I do not know whether in scripture this is there, that they got married. In scripture this is not there. So first of all, actually this question is a little bit out of context from the current discussion which we are doing. Maybe this requires a little bit of explanation in terms of both philosophical understanding and devotional aspect also we need to present. Maybe this question can be taken separately, is my request. Because
yeah. We have a question. Teja Kondapalli, he is asking a question. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, what are the repercussions of giving wrong donation?
Repercussions of giving wrong donation is that you will also share the part of the sins to whom you have given that charity, and sometimes you may also go to in hell. Thing is that if you are giving charity to a person who is committing all kinds of sinful activities, and by taking your money, by taking the money which has been donated by you, his sinful activities increases, then what will happen is that whatever the sinful activities which has been accrued, part of the sins will come to you also, because you are the cause of it. So this laws of nature, I'm telling you, they are very, very stringent, very, very stringent. I'll tell you an example that even inadvertently also you commit but it's unknowingly also, if you commit, the reactions are quite severe. A person, what he'll do is that the dacoits will be running behind the cow in order to catch the cow and kill the cow. So one person they'll not, at one point of the time, they'll not understand actually where the cow has gone, and they'll find one person. Then the final person will ask, these people will ask, where is the cow? Then he'll show the direction. When he shows the direction, it is said that after some point of the time, he lost his hand. His hand was amputated because he was the cause for killing of the cow by showing the direction, actually in which direction the cow has gone. And those people, they went and slaughtered the cow as a consequence of this person showing the hand, and hand was being slaughtered by the laws of nature. The laws of nature are very stringent. We cannot actually without thinking, without proper thought process, we cannot afford to give charity. The highest form of the charity, it is said that the charity which is given for propagating of the pure message of the Godhead, that is the highest form of the charity. That is the reason in earlier days, charity means it is actually given to the Brahmanas who are actually purely rendering service to the Lord. That is actually called the service. That is actually called the charity. Remaining all charities will fall under some kind of modes of nature. And if you give charity to a person, without considering all these things, reactions are going to come. It can be anywhere. Again, you taking birth and taking charity from him, to the extent that the person going to hell. So that is a kind of reaction which is there. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, he has raised a hand, Prabhuji. You'd like to ask some question, it seems.
Yeah, who is the Teja Kodapalli, na?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, please. Maybe you can turn on your video also.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah, I am able to hear you. Please go ahead.
Dandavat Pranam. Actually, my question is, because many people, while going on the road, while traveling, people keep begging, and we offered some donation to them. That is in those kind of things, because how they are, the money is being utilized, we do not know. What kind of, without knowing, we are actually donating because they are coming and asking. So, because when a beggar comes, when we cannot just avoid it, we just throw some coin and leave him, so that he will go away. In cases, we try to escape out from them. For escaping out from them, we throw a coin. So it is in those cases, because how they are using that money. Some may be using for anti-national activities also. Those kind of things I am asking, without knowing how, where that money is going. But we are doing as a good act. We are donating. So in those cases, will we get a share of it? That's what actually the theme of my question was, that we don't know how they are.
Now I got. Yeah, I know I got it. Now I got it. See, the thing is that first of all, in our heart we should be clear that to whom to give donation, when to give donation, how much we should give the donation.
Okay.
I'll tell an example that Krishna arranges certain things in our life in order to test actually whether we are cultivating the required qualities or not. Recently also when I was crossing through Himayatnagar, in my car, very, very old lady, practically speaking, very old lady. She was like, maybe in 60s or 65 years, I don't know, maybe 70 years also. She came, what do you say, and she appeared to be a Muslim lady, and she skin was totally wrinkled and all these things. She wants to earn some money by selling some pens. And it was, practically raining, and in that rainy situation, she was getting drenched, and somehow she wants to, make, for her livelihood. And she came to me at the time. Generally, what I do is that in order to address this kind of situation, I carry some fruits with me, so that I can give some fruit, which will actually suffice their, requirement. Because one fruit, if I take one apple, it is costing somewhere around 20 rupees. If I have to give money, I have to give only 5 rupees. Which is better one? We do not know how they're going to use the 5 rupees also. But not here, I am finding that old lady, and I didn't feel, it's not wrong in giving, some kind of money like 5 rupees to them so that they can go and eat something. So we should not actually, in the name of, giving only to, this thing, we should not become hard-hearted outside our heart. If it's required that a small amount of the Lakshmi has to be given, which they'll not misuse it, it's okay. But if a person is, we need to ascertain, when we, in one more situation also there, my friend was saying that in the railway station, actually, somebody came for begging, whose legs have been amputated, and they came for begging. He gave some 5 rupees. Right in front of him, we went to the shop, and he took the BDs, and he was smoking BDs. So we need to actually understand actually to whom we are giving. So best is to give some kind of prasadam. By all means, it is best is to give some prasadam. We should be a little cautious enough to say take some kind of fruits and carry them when we know that we may encounter such kind of people and give it to them. So that's actually thoughtful way of leading this kind of life. Else giving charity in this in this current age and situation, we do not know what purpose they are using it for, and we have to prepare ourselves to give to the right persons. Else the reaction. See, the thing is that in order to pull somebody out of the well, you should be out of the well. Without you being out of the well, you are getting dragged inside the well. That situation you should not come. If you know that okay, this will not impact, what do you say, the person may use it for right purpose, give it. That's okay. Suppose if your friend is actually struggling, he doesn't have a job, or very poverty-stricken situation, and in this situation, if you go and you give some lending help, it's not going to matter much. But if that person is actually having bad habits, then it's bad. That you have to ascertain. It's all time, place, and circumstance we need to understand. Then we should help. I know one particular situation. A devotee was a person was undergoing great difficulty. I went and helped him. As a consequence of that helping him, he became a devotee. He became a devotee. He was chanting 16 rounds. He is following 4 principles. So we need to understand actually, what is the level it we are giving and to whom we are giving it, is how much appropriate Lakshmi also is, we need to understand. So little bit thoughtfulness has to be exercised when we are actually encountering these people. This is my understanding, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for giving your personal examples also.
Yeah.
Prabhuji,
There's one question here. One second. There's one question here from one Mataji. So there are a few scenarios in scriptures where a person soul is left the body and is being back to its body by great personality. Can you please elaborate on this, as death is already fixed? Why again soul is bringing back in the same body? Is there any reason that the Lord is designed in such a way? No, this is Chitraketu story which you are telling. I'm understanding, getting the point. See, the Chitraketu story is different. There, great personal like Angira and Narada is involved. And Angira Muni and Narada Muni, they're not ordinary people. They have got, they are so very powerful people that even Krishna gets controlled by them. So actually here, Narada Muni and Angira Muni brings back the soul, especially for the sake of giving some instruction to Chitraketu. Chitraketu is actually very, very dear to Krishna. Somehow he got caught up in some kind of conception. And Krishna, out of his compassion, makes this arrangement to bring back the soul of Harshashoka and give an opportunity to get enlightened and again go back to Godhead. As a consequence of the Chitraketu, actually we'll see Sankarshan. So this is very, very specific instance. But generally, once the soul leaves the body, it is done. It's over. The matter finishes there. Yes, Prabhu, you are asking something.
Prabhuji, Teja Kondapalli, he is telling. So I will keep more stock of Govinda Sweets Prasadam for giving such people.
100%. Please visit our Govinda's bakery. We have got so much of prasadam there and keep a stock of it. Rather, we used to do this actually. When I was in Bangalore, I was working in Bank of Baroda. I was living with a group of scientists who are actually, scientists, C category, D categories, and all these scientists were there. So all the scientists, they regularly used to have parties. So what we used to do is that whenever we used to come to Hyderabad, we used to purchase a lot of prasadam from here, and they used to go and distribute there during the scientist parties and all. And even at bank also, whenever we used to have this quarterly meetings and quarterly closures, they used to have a small party. I used to distribute prasadam there. It's a charity to our colleagues. So it's the best way. Please purchase ample amount of prasadam. That is also actually it's not purchasing prasadam. Actually, it's as good as charity to our temple, indirectly charity to our temple. So do it. Happily do it. There's no wrong in the distribution of any amount of prasadam. Krishna will be very pleased with that.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, we have a question.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji,
From who?
able to hear, Prabhuji?
I'm not able to hear any question.
Now, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Manav
Yeah.
Seva, Madhav Seva. Which sevas come under this category, Prabhu?
Manava Seva, Madhav Seva. This is these again man-made principle. It is not there in the scriptures. It is not there in the scriptures. Manava Seva, Madhav Seva is not in the scriptures. Madhava Seva is Manava Seva. It is something like this. Like what you're telling is that when a tree is there, from the if I say that root is the Lord, and from the Lord actually the tree the emanation of the tree where branches and leaves are there. If I say that leaves are the living entities, you are telling that I will pour the water to the leaves. All the leaves one by one, I'll pour the water to the leaves, and that's how actually the tree will be satisfied. No, the tree will be satisfied when you water the root. Rather, the entire leaves, all the leaves across all the tree will be getting benefited if you serve the root. So the water to the root. So similarly, it is like Madhava Seva, Manava Seva means in this world we have to operate. We can serve the people, but as a service to Krishna, we can serve these people. But no, independently, if we try to serve these people and think that no, Krishna will be pleased by this, then that is wrong. As a service to Krishna, we can serve anybody, and this requires again the guidance. Again, the guidance is required. It requires our own devotional strength is required in order to follow this. I'm telling you one thing. One more example. I just take you. What happened is that earlier me and my wife used to go to some orphanage which is filled with all these small girl children, elder girl children. So many children were there. We used to go there and we used to give a lot of prasadam there, and we used to give them devotional clothes with devotional devotional tax. Because the children, they don't have any clothes. Clothes are also very poor. So we used to give a lot of prasadam, lost a lot of clothes. At some point of the time, I was feeling that maybe we should teach them Krishna consciousness also, and we should take care of all these girls. There were somewhere about 100, 150 girls. But when I consulted my superior devotee, they said that, see, at this current given point of the time, the most important thing what you have to do is that there are some people who already came as a part of your Bhakti Riksha. First, please take care of them. And after, if any time is available, when you actually mature in Krishna consciousness, Krishna himself will indicate what service has to be undertaken. And that was very, very important guidance for me. Else, I do not know what is the amount of devotional strength I have got. Whether I'll be able to take up so much of karma, which can come by taking up that service, whether I'm really qualified. So this is very important to understand. This is very important to understand, and accordingly we need to render the services.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
We have a question, Prabhuji, from chat. Archana madam, she is asking, how can we reach out to a true Vaishnava and make him our guru?
Thank you. Such a wonderful question it is. Such a wonderful question. I'll tell you this way, that as I was telling in the class also, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. The complete arrangement is made by the Lord to realize the complete whole. So in order to realize the complete whole, we definitely require the association of a bona fide Vaishnavas. So in order to understand that who a bona fide Vaishnava is, that it's not that we choose. We see that this person speaks English nicely. You come to temple, you see that this person is very speaks nice English. This person sings nicely. This person is fair. This person is so and so. This person is a foreigner. I should see. What you have to do is that my request is that practice Krishna conscious principles very sincerely, and go and we have to beg in front of Krishna that Krishna, please reveal to me a person who actually can help me to take me to at your lotus feet. When you pray to Krishna like this, very sincerely, when you pray like this, and till that time, you are looking for guidance from the scriptures, praying, deeply begging, that at one point of the time Krishna will send you. Krishna will send you. When you hear from that person, you'll understand that your illusion is getting so much of cleared. You feel confidence in relationship with Krishna. You feel that yes, Krishna will tell from within your heart that yes, I need to pursue my relationship with this person. So that is a relationship. Actually, Krishna will bring bell from belly. Bell will ring in within the heart. Yes, it is a person. Then that is a person actually you need to pursue. So for that, actually, till that time, I request you to please come to the temple. I think with this pandemic getting over very soon, maybe by now we are in October, mostly by November, December, I feel that things should come to the normal stage, and from January onwards, February onwards, we should start our normal classes. I request you to come to temple and hear classes from the devotees, and be in the sincere mood of discovering that Vaishnava within your heart. Then Krishna will reveal it. This process is a revelation process. Krishna has to reveal it. So this is not which I am telling. This is something which I experienced it. This is something which great Vaishnavas have experienced it. Rather, there is one great Vaishnava is there, Radhanath Swami Maharaj. He's written one book called Journey Home. The entire book has been dedicated for in discovering who actually his guru is. he comes across so many people, finally discovers his guru. And what it takes to discover a guru, actually, he describes in the book very wonderfully. But anyways, in the essence of the book, I'm telling you, go pursue your path very sincerely, and Krishna will reveal it for you. That's my answer for you, Mataji. Thank you. I felt very touched by that question.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, we have a question from chat. Uma Mageshwari, she's asking, sir, please enlighten on the prohibition of non-veg foods, how it affects our body, mind, and thought.
Very nice. On this, I can speak even for 1 hour, but I'll keep it in an essential way. In terms of karmic reactions, actually 7 people will get punished. Whoever actually does this kind of sinful act. Who are the 7 people? The first person is that the person who is actually growing that cattle. Second person is that the person who is feeding that cattle. Third person is the person who is slaughtering the cattle. Fourth person is the person who is coming and purchasing that cattle. Fifth person is the person who is cooking that cattle. Sixth person is the person who is running the cattle. And seventh person, the person who is funding for all these things. So all the 7 people will experience the same kind of pain which actually the goat or whatever the animal which is been slaughtered, the similar kind of pain they have to undergo. And assume that if that particular animal which has been slaughtered is a cow, then you have to undergo the pain to the extent of number of hairs which are there on the body of the cow. So that is the kind of suffering which a person has to undergo. So this is in terms of the karmic principles. Now it comes to the in terms of physiological impact upon our body. I'll tell you even that part also. Our teeth which are there, they are actually created in such a way that it is actually meant for eating only the vegetarian stuff. If you take any kind of non-vegetarian animal, their intestines are pretty small, not more than 2 meters, around 2.5 meters like this. Even a tiger or lion can take all these animals. But if you take our intestines, they are pretty long. It is somewhere about 10 meters, 8 to 10 meters long our intestines are. So by the time the water food we take, when it passes through all these intestines of about 8 to 10 meters, it becomes decomposed, and it produces cancerous cells, which is not good for the body. And third aspect I'm telling you, when the animal is getting slaughtered, animal will be in a very, very fearful condition, and it emanates various poisonous hormones through its body, because the emotions of the fear are not so very strong that it emanates a lot of poisonous hormones in that body. So the flesh which you are seeing is actually the poisonous hormone composed of poisonous hormone. So when you are taking that kind of food, when a person takes that kind of food, actually that kind of consciousness will get imbued when the person takes it. So automatically a kind of psychological fear will be there. And the fourth thing I'll tell you, if when you purchase, when a person is nowadays how it has happened is that what is actually purchasing of this kind of flesh, they made it so very sophisticated that they do not want to show how actually the animal struggles. When you go and see the way actually animal struggles when it has been slaughtered, you will never dare to actually ever do any kind of non-violence. The way actually the hen struggles or the goat struggles when the throat is been slit, it is so very horrible to see. Actually, you'll feel very pain that do I really have to do this kind of thing in order to satisfy my tongue? Because these things are not made not done in public, and nice it is kept in some kind of cover. You'll feel that it is some kind of commodity which can be purchased from the store and it can be consumed. So these are all the various ill effects of taking this non-veg kind of foodstuffs. So by all means we should avoid it if you want to really pursue the path of the purpose for which the body is being avoided is to get out of this bodily entanglement and go and join with our eternal relationship with the Lord. If you want to fulfill this purpose, then we need to avoid these kind of things. So in order to get this strength, in order to get the strength of overcoming these kind of situations, what we have to do is that we have to take the association of the devotees. By taking the association of devotees, You can just overcome like this. It will just overcome like this. It will not take much of time.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, we have a question from chat. Usha madam, she is asking, I'm surprised he called it a charity when he mentioned it as he threw coins only to escape from beggars. Shouldn't our heart be equally pure when giving charity?
Yeah. Even we should, that's what I was telling in the discussions of settling. We should not do as a matter of grudging that no, get out of it. I don't want this kind of thing. Please, just to avoid the situation. No. We should never do this. Any charity has to be done with a happy mood. It should be done in a very loving way. If your heart should feel happy and satisfied after you give charity. That charity is actual real charity. Of course, charity also can be given out of compassion. As I was telling that one old lady has come, 70 years old lady. What is she can do with that 5 rupees if I'm giving? Maximum what she can do is that she can go and purchase some kind of food and she can eat it. That's okay. That kind of evaluation is okay. But no, but we should never give charity out of grudging mentality or something like this. That is very, very bad. It's very harmful actually. Very, very harmful for our spiritual life.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Lakshmi, she is asking, Hare Krishna Guruji, I have a question. My father passed away in Jan 2020. Since then, I am very angry on God and I lost all the belief. Because of that, I don't want to pray to God. But before my father's death, I used to be very connected to God. But now at times, even if I want to again believe in God, my anger is stopping me. Please guide.
There are many answers for this question. I'm just thinking that answer actually, what actually pleases to Krishna and what will actually be pleasing for you is what I'm just thinking. See, Amma, I'll tell you one thing. That actually, when we are born, this body has been awarded to us by the 5 material elements: earth, water, fire, and ether, and 3 subtle elements, that is mind, body, and intelligence. Sorry, what is it? Mind, intelligence, and false ego. These 3 are the gross elements. Subtle elements are there. So, when we are born with empty hands. When we are living, we are going to live with empty hands. Honestly speaking, the soul has got no connection with any kind of other living entity. We do not have any connection with any other living entity. It is in a temporary arrangement which actually the Lord Himself is making so that we can experience the shelter and protection of the Lord through these people. Father is there, mother is there in our life. They are all, they are giving ultimately the shelter of God only. And it is only the Krishna who chooses that medium to extend himself. And it is said, and we also can experience as we practice Krishna consciousness, the love of Krishna is actually million times more than the love of the mother or father. So if Krishna has taken this particular father, please do not get angry with the ultimate father. He must have taken him for some other purpose. And if we do not know, your father may be doing a great service somewhere else. We do not know. Somewhere wonderful service he must be doing somewhere else, which he is not able to do here. Maybe if you come to know that what actually your father is doing somewhere else, you will be much more happy that okay, father, you have gone there. I'm very happy. Though it created me a little bit of temporary pain, you are doing a great, wonderful thing there. We do not know what actually must be happening with your father, but Krishna must be having a great plan for him. So please do not get angry with the ultimate father just because of this the father of this particular lifetime has departed untimely manner as per you. There could be some deep reason for that. We do not know what is the deep reason. So please not get angry with Krishna. You will find actually millions of fathers' love. You can experience millions of fathers' love, by taking shelter of Krishna actually. Krishna is a person who actually is observing everything which is there in your heart. And it is by Krishna's grace somehow you came to this classes. So you heard these classes. So take shelter of this, this thing. And one more thing is that one day or the other day, we all have to depart from this body. It's going to happen because we all are temporary. What is a guest? I'll tell like this. Yeah, we are temporary guests for this world, and sooner or later we'll be asked to vacate. We'll be asked to vacate this body. And when the time comes, we cannot say that no, I'll stay for some more time. The time comes, we should leave. So why is that this body is given to us? In order to develop our relationship with God. Sorry. So take up relationship with the God. Take up relationship with Krishna seriously. You'll experience all love, much more love than what your father could have given. So this is what I would like to say, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Sai Prabhu is asking, Prabhuji, I am eating non-veg since my childhood, but I got enlightened of eating non-veg anymore. Can I stop it from right away, or is there any process for it?
Question is that no, can I in order to stop, okay, in order to stop, you can stop it immediately. There's nothing will happen to body if you stop it immediately. People may say that no, people say outside there's their own philosophy. It is nothing scientific there. That if you stop non-veg immediately, your body will react in such way. So many nutritions you are getting, you may not get the nutritions. So many proteins you are getting, you'll get it from there. Nothing like that. It is wrong. It's wrong. Cow is so very strong. Cow or bull, you see, they are very strong just by eating grass. Just by eating grass, it is so very strong. We will get all our nutritions by observing the by observing and by taking the footsteps which are actually recommended as per the scriptures. As per the scriptures, if we take, everything will get, and nothing, no impact will be there on the body immediately. Right away, you can stop it. But in order to have the strength to stop it, I need to confront with the society, because you must be in a certain social structure where social stigma will be there. That how did you stop it immediately? It is not so good. You should eat it and all these things. Then, in order to overcome that particular mental strength, in order to have that mental strength, you require association of devotees. If you are association of devotees, you'll be able to withstand that pressure, which is coming from the society or relatives or parents or anybody else.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, Anuja Ashok is asking, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, how to be consistent in spiritual development, because one day I feel very good in chanting, next day the same feeling no longer exists.
Yeah. So actually, there's a stage called Anartha Nivritti stage. In Anartha Nivritti stage, the process of Anartha Nivritti is that you are getting rid of all kinds of contaminations which are there in the subtle body. As I was saying, that the subtle body is there. Subtle body comprises of mind, intelligence, false ego. So we have gathered a lot of impurities in that in our subtle body. Consequently, what is happening is that even our practices are not steady. So as and when the subtle body is getting purified, our practices will become steady. So now how to make our practices steady. That is this process is called Anartha Nivritti process, where there are various stages are there, such as like Utsahamai, Ganatharala, Tarangarangini. Like this, total 6 to 7 stages are there within Anartha Nivritti, which has been described by our acharyas. So this is one stage which is expected, because our acharyas, they already said that when a conditioned living entity who is caught up in this material world takes up Krishna consciousness, what are the various stages he'll go through? One of the stages is Anartha Nivritti. So don't worry, these are expected. But one important thing what you have to take care in order to come to the steady state of devotional service is that Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha. That's why it is said that Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Sasri Koi, Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoi. By taking the Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi will come. All the perfection will come by taking the association of the devotees. So the steadiness of the mind, the steadiness of the practices, everything will come when we take the association very seriously. But if you don't take the association, if you want to practice it independently, then what is going to happen is that eventually, even the practices which you are doing, you may not feel inspired to do that. So very important is that taking the association of devotees. So by doing that, you'll be able to come to overcome these anarthas and come to the platform Nishtha very quickly. Nishtha means steady state of devotional state. It will come there.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. We have 2 more questions, Prabhuji. After that, we'll be ending the session.
Okay.
What exactly is the truth of life, Prabhu? Vedartham Ramesh sir is asking.
Yeah. Exactly, the truth of the life is that we are conditioned souls. We are caught up in this material world, and now we do not know what is good for us and what is bad for us. This is the truth of our life. So what we have to do is that, no, the truth, real truth is that pursue the path of the truth which is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. That is to realize our relationship with God. That is the truth. The goal and the truth is that, no, we should, this particular body is given to us to realize our relationship with Him. What is the process of realization? The process of realization is that to chant the holy names of the Lord, to study the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam nicely, to hear them, to render services, to engage our senses in service of the Lord. Then that path is called true path. Remaining all paths are like, they are like duplicitous paths only. Now, one more question will come. If I have to do all these things, then I have to give my material work or not? I may have to give up my material works, such as, going to job, taking care of the children, this and that. No, all these things also can be done as a matter of service to God. As I was saying that, no, Manav Seva, Mother Seva. So we have to take care of children as we are taking care of, because these children are not our children. These children are Krishna's children. Ultimately, we all are children of Krishna only. So one elder children is taking care of younger child. That's all. So we all are children of Krishna. As a service to Krishna, you can take care of your child. As a service to Krishna, you can take care of, you can serve with the husband. As a service to Krishna, we have to go and do our job. As a service to Krishna, we can earn some Lakshmi. So all this has to be done as a service to Krishna. That path where you're pursuing, always remembering Krishna, that path is true path. So there's no dichotomy between doing outside work and not doing only spiritual things. Please do not demarcate this. When we demarcate, then the problem will come. I know, how can I'm not able to connect. I'm trying my best. I'm not able to connect. We are not able to connect because we are not strongly connected to a devotee who is actually pure at his heart. If you are strongly connected to such kind of person, then these connections will become very easy.
Thank you, Prabhuji. One last question, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Lakshmi, she is asking, Hare Krishna Guruji, what are our duties towards the departed soul?
What are duties? Our duties to our departed soul. The duty is generally, actually, in a Karma Kanda and all, it is mentioned that we need to carry out, Shraddha ceremony. That we need to offer some kind of oblations to them. And it is also mentioned in Shraddha ceremony also. If you see, the offerings are made to Vishnu, so that if Vishnu is satisfied, even if the departed soul will get the benefit. And if the departed soul is actually caught up in some kind of difficult situation because of the karmic reactions, then the person will be elevated by God's grace. So that is one thing which is mentioned in Karma Kanda. But in terms of, if you ask me in terms of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, so the best thing what you can do for any departed soul in your family is that by yourself becoming a nice devotee. By yourself become a nice devotee. It is said that a Kanishtadhikari can deliver some two generations of his family members who are actually departed. Similarly, a Madhyamadhikari can deliver 7 generations above and below. A Uttamadhikari can deliver some 100 generations above and below. So some calculation is there like this. So by you becoming a nice devotee of the Lord, actually you are indirectly benefiting all the generations based upon the intensity of devotion you cultivate. To that extent, actually all these people will get benefited. Actually, Madhvacharya, not Madhvacharya or Madhavendra Puri, he'll actually make money. I think it's Madhavendra Puri, correct? Madhavendra Puri actually makes moors. Devasi Bhutat Nanam Pidunam Naking Karo Nayam Nanicha Rajan Yat Sarvatmana Saranam Saranyam Gato Mukuntam Paryatavartam. Is now that, oh my dear Lord, I have taken your shelter. I don't have separately offer my respects to Devas. Devashi Bhuta Tanna Pitrunam. Pitrunam means those who actually departed. Because Gato Mukundam Paryata Kartam. Because within the devotion of the Lord, all these things are actually taken care. So you become a nice devotee by observing the principles of Bhagavad Gita, chanting the holy names and purifying your heart. Then actually you are indirectly benefiting all those people who are departed and who have done some kind of service to you in your past, either in the role of the mother or father or sister or anybody. They all will get benefited.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Vedatan Ramesh sir, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for giving our association to all of us. Sorry, Prabhuji, you want to?
Yeah, I'm just wanted to thank you for all the questions today. I felt very happy to hear these questions.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for giving your association and giving your valuable practical lessons for all of us, practically how you dealt with the three modes of nature. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Please visit our temple
Hare Krishna.
and take the association of all the devotees. That's my request.
Other two sessions also. And please, if anybody is interested in joining Gītā Subodhini also, they can register. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. We are ending the session. Hare Krishna.